Be excellent to each other and party on. We're back for another Legacy League, and today we're playing Bug Beanstalk with Up the Beanstalk. And we have a lot of powerful spells that trigger Beanstalk. We've got the 4 Murktide, 2 Murderous Cut, 3 Lorien Revealed, and 4 Force of Will, the most common way that you trigger the Beanstalk right there. And we are playing a tempo version with 4 Dazes, 4 Wastelands, 2 Brazen Borrower. These serve as an alternate win con if for some reason you run out of Murktides. They can attack, and I have gotten wins by attacking with Brazen Borrower. And we just have a ton of removal. We've got the 3 Fatal Pushes, 2 Murderous Cuts, 1 Shielded Edict, and Witherbloom Command can also remove Bowmasters. It can remove a lot of problematic permanents, including Flip Tamiyos, Carpet of Flowers, opposing Beanstalks. The deck is very simple and linear as far as Beanstalks decks go. You just want to get the Beanstalk out, and you just want to start slamming threats. And we can pivot to an aggressive beatdown strategy if we need to. We can also protect the Queen with Tamiyo. The sideboard is anti-red spells. We have the Hydroblasts. I have a full sideboard guide in the video description, but these come in against Tempo, against Delver, and also against Painter. We've got the 3 Force Negations for fast combo. We've got the 4 Bowmasters that come in against Bowmasters decks primarily, but these can also come in against decks that are one-ring decks. We have a Carpet, which comes in against Tempo decks, and then we have a Null Rod, which is great against Karnforge type decks and Painter, and then we've got our 3 Grafdigger's Cage for graveyard decks. So pretty solid all-around deck. Again, pretty simple to play. There's not as much calculation as when you're playing like an Uro deck, and it should be a little bit faster. We're not trying to recur our lands with Life from the Loam or anything like that. If we can get a Wasteland back with Witherbloom, that's great, but for the most part, we're just trying to beat them down. See you in round 1. Round 1, we're up against an unknown opponent. We're on the play. This hand seems fine. I like it as a Daze to protect Tamiyo, and then of course we have the Up the Beanstalk. We also don't need to worry about getting wasted, but we do only have access to blue. I'm going to keep. Our opponent's likely a tempo gamer historically. They haven't been playing a lot lately. Tommy's in. Let's pass. I'd love to just waste them a whole bunch and just draw clues. I think that's going to be the game plan that we hope to settle into here. I'm going to play this out just in case I need to emergency crack a clue or something like that. Now they're deterred from interacting. Yeah, and I can just keep these Wastelands up if they don't want to surveil. Fetch. Island. Okay. So we did spook them. They may be on Beanstalk. There's a... Okay. Corey Steelcutter. I'm going to go ahead and daze this. This card is very cool. I haven't seen this art for it. Okay. Oh, I should have freaking used it to crack the clue. That was dumb. My excellent friend. Sorry about that. Like, I had a floating blue I could have just cracked because I wasn't going to waste this turn. Misty is great. We can now go up the Beanstalk, but if we want to wait for a turn, we can do it more safely. I'm going to go ahead and play this out and attack. I think I am going to try to go up the Beanstalk just to apply pressure. I mean, we could waste them here, but the problem, yeah, I think we waste. Yeah, I'll waste them. And this gives us potential additional clue activations. We can surveil here. They do have another land. They Corey Steelcutter again, that could be a problem. They do have a second one. I don't have counterplay here. I just have to hope they don't have a bobble, but they probably will. Yeah, they do. Okay, so they've got a clock going. We can waste them again here. So there's a general conventional wisdom that you're not supposed to waste Delver. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and surveil. They don't have just a ton of pressure. That's a graveyard card. We don't have access to black yet. Merc would be great if we find a Merc later. They draw a card. Okay, now we have black. It's 1, we could just try to cut them off red completely. We have 5 cards in our hand. That might not work. 2, we could brainstorm, or we could Beanstalk. I kind of like just Beanstalking here because it conceals information. We can take another crack from this. They will need a lot of aggression to stop us. It's not a luck that they won't be able to double spell next turn, but if they daze this, it'll suck. I haven't given them any opportunities to daze previously, so this would be an obvious daze if they got it. They may force it, which is also fine with me. I'm not sure that it was correct to waste. Obviously, we have the result-oriented information of knowing that they had the Volk, and we could have daze protected this. I don't know they have daze, though. Okay, that's not a good card. We may be flipping Tommy just for the benefit of distracting these tokens. If they Merc here, it's pretty bad. We don't have Oh no. And if they trigger it a second time, yeah. Friends, this is how you lose against Quarry Steel Cutter. It's a very powerful card. All right. Yep. And they're going to get like a ton of damage here. Five damage at least. That assumes that they don't also have a... Oh no, it's going to be 7. Cow. Yeah, we need a flip Tommy stat. A Brainstorm would be the best draw because we could flip her. We could put this back. I'm glad I didn't waste. But now I'm feeling really dumb for having wasted it all. Yeah, maybe we just don't. Maybe we just go ahead and listen to the maxim that you don't waste over. Taking 7 damage. It's crazy. I mean, we were on the play here. Now I don't even think we attack. I think we have to hold her back as a chumper. Okay, Lorien revealed. I'm going to go ahead and play this out. And then I'm going to hope that we can get exactly Murder's Cut. So we can trigger the beans. Or a Brainstorm or Ponder. We can flip Tommy. That's fine too. My goodness. Yeah, we're not getting any breaks here. I think we're just going to end step cycle. Find a land. Yeah, and I'm just going to keep Tommy up and I'll try to blunt some of this aggression. Them having a Wasteland would be pretty bad here for us. If they're able to like somehow double spell with their 4 cards in hand, their 4 mana. Oh no. I think this is the end. They had all 4 of them. That's crazy. Just an insane sequence. These have trample too. Good game. There's no way we were coming back from this. That was obscene. I'm glad we caught that on film. X-rated video right here. Just insane sequence. All right. I'm going to bring in Carpet. I cut one of my lands. I'll cut a Wasteland. Witherbloom can kill the actual thing. I'm going to take out my Dazes. And if I want to take out the Forces, I should bring the Wasteland. It doesn't make sense to bring out all the Forces because these do cantrip with... Actually, I'm tempted to just... But like Daze was good. We are on the play. They're not going to have hands like that every time. Is there anything else we can... I think actually I'm going to cut the Tommies. Like we just never had the mana to make full use of her. Then I'll bring this in and I'll bring my Forces back in. And we're going to try to... Well, then we really just have Murktide to win. I think that might be enough. I don't think Bowmaster is correct here. I know they have cantrips and stuff, but it just doesn't feel right. Let's do it. So we're just going to hope to stick a big dumb Murktide and kill them before they can execute their, very powerful endgame, which they execute quickly. I think we died like turn 5, and that was with us wasting and dazing them. All right, this is a keep. We have our game plan in filling up our guard and getting our Merc online. We have a Fatal Push, which can deal with an early DRC. They mold to 6. So I'll just plan to get a Surveil here. I'm not going to play on basics. They could have Price of Progress in. I'm just going to accept that. All right. It's a scary deck. I think I'm going to play some more leagues with it to just understand better how it plays. Because I was not ready. I was completely caught off guard by them having that much damage that quickly. I know that's kind of like the edge case where they get all 4 of them, but yeah, it was scary. Just going to bin that for Merc. We are going to have to force Red Blast, unfortunately. So we do need to keep this. Best draw on our deck is probably a Beanstalk. Fatal Push. I'm just going to hold. Yeah, we have the ability to Lorien Revealed in step. Get more stuff in the yard. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and Revealed here. I'm not sure what the heck they have in their hand that they're doing this. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe they're playing around Bowmasters that's not in my deck. I don't think Bowmasters is good against Delver. I know that it in some situations it can ping. I just don't think it's worth it because it doesn't block any of their flyers. So I'll grab another Underground Sea here, and I'll just, yeah. Okay, they're not giving us a lot to target here. We could just play this out just to get like Murktide online next turn. I think I'll do that and I'll just pass. So definitely want to Brainstorm. They're just not putting any creatures out for us to target. Maybe they're just trying to get Delirium because they're worried. They're hyperfixated on Bowmasters. So Bowmasters is getting us like virtual card advantage and virtual time, virtual tempo. But it is making me think that I should just put back one of these Fatal Pushes probably. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do this now. Let's go get the Underground Sea, and I'm just going to push that before they can do anything. They may think, oh, I've got the perfect card to deal with Bowmasters, but like we're not Bowmastering them. Clean. I'm going to Brainstorm, and if they Pyroblast us, I'll be very happy. Witherbloom command doesn't do anything here. Fills our yard. Maybe that's worth it. Life for us. I don't need this land, but I could take it off of Witherbloom. Okay, I think I'm going to just Witherbloom here. I'll draw the Ponder and then I'll Witherbloom. And just drain life and draw a card. And fill up the yard a little bit more. I want to make sure that I have plenty of ammunition. Ideally like a Hydroblast when I go for it here. So we'll drain for 2. Okay, there's an Underground Sea that I can just play out. That's the one I put in there intentionally. I'll just play it out and preserve life total. I do have Brainstorm plus Fetch. I just don't want to play out my Ponder yet. I'm being like super duper patient, but like they have not put any pressure on us at all. Which makes me think they may just be storing up like a big price for progress toward the end, but we're at 20 life, so if they play like a creature like a Delver or a DRC will be Delirious, but I could put like a card on top. I'm trying to think of what I would put on top. I don't think we're ever going to be Loriening. I could Fatal Push the DRC, and then if they go for a second one, yeah, they may be going for a big Merc, which I do have an answer for in the form of this Murderous Cut. Siemens Shocked In. Okay, I think I'm just going to dig deeper into my deck. This is fine. I don't want this land. I can shuffle this away. I do want the Borrower because pitches to force. I think I'm going to do this, and then I'll just draw the card, and then I can fetch. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and stick a Merc. I think there's a very high chance that they have a Hydroblast, but they need to not only have Hydroblast, but they also need to have. Yeah, I'll do it like this. I'm going to make it big. 1, 2, 3, 4. Murderous Cut does answer it permanently if they have the Merc, but I do like the idea of being able to get back a Lorien later. I'm not going to do that because that just gets answered really easily. So I will force here. I could have, I guess, pondered to see if I could find Hydroblast for their Pyroblast here, in case they have that. They do have it. Do I want to force? It's a total blowout if they have their own. I guess I'll try. If they just have a second Pyro, which would make sense. Okay, they have their own force. I'm going to go ahead and Brainstorm here just because if I can find like double days. Well, I took the days out. Yeah, I'll Brainstorm. Okay, we found another force. I think I'm just going to force again. Switching days. And then I'll put these cards on top. They Brainstorm. This is where days, could have come in handy, but I wanted to keep a Brazen Borrower just in case I need to bounce their own. Murktide, I can also bounce the Brazen Borrower is really good in this matchup. Oh, we'll see what they find. They don't have the ability to find another Pyroblast. They could double days. We're coming in. So we've got an 8/8 at great cost. If they simply just untap and Pyro, it'll be humiliating. Wasteland. Oh, Quarry Steel, yeah, that's fine. Now is the Pyro wasting us. That's fine. Wow, Scoop. This is lucky. I'm gonna come in. There's basically no way they're gonna tempo us at this point. I think we just win. What we can do is they're so low in life that we can borrow the token if they create it. But I could just play this Borrower out, but then we do play into days. Do we want to live in that world? We have nothing up. We just have interaction. I think I'm going to try it because I know that I'm just drawing removal and I want to keep pressuring them. Do you have a days? So they have to have something. Otherwise, we just win. Like a Borrower, and then I can redeploy. Okay, they didn't have anything. Wow, that was lucky. Yeah, I feel like that fight, I feel like I could have played tighter there in the opening turns. I think we just run it back. I still don't think Bowmaster comes in. They're scared of Bowmaster, which is good enough. We could take out the Dazes. We take out Daze, we bring in Bowmaster. I don't know. That feels better. That is a lot of 2-drops. They have a lot of baubles. Yeah, we probably should have had those in the entire time. Okay, yeah, I'm going to run it like that. All right, we're back for the final game of round 1. This is a really strong hand if they don't just run us over. I think I'm going to keep it because we have lots of land. We can play basics if we need to. They seem to be starting slow, which is great for us. That's fine. Just going to take a fetch out. Make them think about Bowmasters with the black. Very subtle. They may have to hasten their arrival of their interaction spells. I think I'm going to probably Beanstalk into Daze because it'll set back a card and set back a land drop, and we just keep pushing forward with the land drops. We do have 3 land drops, so I'm not worried about getting wasted out of this game. Bobble. Are they low on land? Okay. So let's go ahead and surveil here. They may have Wasteland and they're just like waiting for a window to waste, but I would probably play it out. I'm going to keep that land. They're going to take a look at what we kept, and now they're going to be thinking, oh, okay, so they don't have a lot of land. We could just chill and we don't have to play this out, but I feel like next turn we are going to definitely be able to play it out. If they daze, I'll just let it happen, and they'll have 0 permanents on the table. Yep, that's fine. Next turn, again, I'm going to Beanstalk without having to worry about that. I do want to keep forward momentum. If they waste here, it'll be annoying, but that means they won't be able to daze. Okay, they could have Spell Pierce. It's unlikely, but it's possible. Okay, we're getting totally flooded here. Still want to keep these just in case. Yeah, I'll do it like this. Please let me get this in. If you Spell Pierce it, I'll be so sad. There's a force. I'm going to force back. If they Pyro, that'll be seriously sad. Our hand will literally just be sitting here with nothing going on. Yeah, we're like totally screwed here. Okay, that is very unfortunate. Okay, well, yeah, we're doing nothing. Now Corey can come in and take over the game very quickly. I have a Fatal Push, but that's not enough to stop it. That is good because I can actually interact with that. All right, so nothing that we want to put on. Oh, Witherbloom. They have 3. So what are they missing? They're missing. Yeah, I think we can safely Witherbloom. Let's get back on land. I don't think Draining Life is necessarily where we want to be right now. It doesn't hurt to get land back in the Delver matchup. I don't know what they could do here. They could cast an instant and potentially surveil something into the yard. Probably should daze just on the off chance that they can get like, okay, so what do they surveil here? Odds are it's just another instant or a land. Okay, they kept it. So we were able to get virtual card advantage or literal card advantage. We got them to put a land back in their deck. It's very good. All right, so we've gotten very lucky this game. So now I'm not worried at all about Wasteland for the rest of the game. I'll probably just go get basics just in case they do have, what's it called? Okay, they don't have any plays. They've got 4 cards in hand. This is where we start drawing Lorien Revealed. Brazen Borrower's not bad. I can play that out just as an offensive thing. It may be a mistake to do that because they could have a really big Murktide. That's great. Please waste me. This is fine. I can just push the actual token. Okay, I'm going to be patient here. We can put Witherbloom. Oh, I put Witherbloom back on top, and then I can just blow up that Sanctuary. Witherbloom. Yeah, we're just doing it. And I think this is better than Lorien Revealed because we're going to get a land back. Their thing. Get a Wasteland. If we found Wasteland, that'd be good, and that would be a reason to play a Borrower. I am still a little bit afraid of them having just Merc. I think I just need to respect Merc. Play to the long game. Cast this. We will mill ourselves, and we will destroy that thing. And then I can just waste that bulk they got out. Slow them down a little bit. I don't feel comfortable playing this into days. I probably should have... Oh, if they don't have a land, I'm going to play it out. Okay, and now we have a win con. We just need to attack them a bunch. Drawing the lands. I do think I play it out just because I've got a lot of good cards I'm drawing. Yeah, this is a crazy game. Like, I'm surprised that this game has transpired the way it did. I felt really far behind after that bad Beanstalk trade, but like we just got lucky. We've got lots of answers to non-Murktides, which they'd have to draw 2 lands in a row to be able to Murk us. Could happen. All right, this is good for us. This is why Wasteland is such a good card, even in your control deck. So you can like pivot. Okay, and that's great. We can kill him even faster now. I think I'm just going to chill with this up. And then if they don't play a land, then I'll put it in. Bobble's fine. Okay, if that was their draw for turn, then we can go ahead and put this in. I'm just going to assume that like Merc is far enough away that it's not a threat. There is a sequence where like they find like, bolts or something like that. And then they can, because they are getting 2 cards, but they're not going to be able to get 2 lands. Hydroblast is great. Just chilling. Lots of interaction up. We can push like a DRC out of the way. Can't think of anything they could draw here. Yeah, it's a crazy game. See you in round 2. We're up against Frostio, who has been playing this Onslaught Pride mid-range deck that is insanely powerful. It's the white-red one. I think this is good because we have early Tommy. Okay, so I'm going to keep this, and we're just going to open Tommy. Do they play Wastelands? They do. Fetch an island here just to be like super duper conservative so we don't get wasted. I think it's unlikely that they waste if we start with this. So I'll just play this. And this way, if we draw like a Brainstorm, they were just asking why I'm not playing on my my creator account. That's fine. I'll just play another one. And the reason is it is kind of like a pain to get the right art. And I mean, I would like to play with the Therese Nielsen forces if I had that option, but unfortunately, they're like really expensive. So when I play on that again, I will play with those. So that's one plow down. Luckily, we had a redundant Tamiyo. Hopefully, we can get a 2-for-1 on this one by getting a clue. Okay, no plays. Interesting. Take it slow over there. With the Bloom command, I'm going to go ahead and attack. I think I want to make sure I make a land drop, so I am going to go ahead and with the Bloom, even though it's like 0 value. It's not 0 value. Like we're stealing some life. We're getting our 3rd land drop. Yeah, I don't like just chilling and doing nothing here. I mean, I could just clue. Yeah, because this could kill like a Lot Pride or something like that. Wasteland. Okay, that's good. I'll play it out. Don't want to use it. Like I'm probably not going to use it at all in this matchup. They get a Surveil land, I might, but they won't get a Surveil land. Those are good. Felia, that is going to get dazed. Felia is a very powerful card. I'll just bring this Force back to hand. I think it's the most. All right, we're doing what we do, pressing our advantage tempo-wise. Their own Wasteland. Amped Raptor, I'm not going to kill that. I'll hope to kill that with Witherblade, but if they waste me, I won't be able to. 2 cards. Felia, she's back. I think I just have to force here. That like I could bounce her out of play, but that doesn't permanently answer her. I'm gonna force. And this other force will be good later once I get Beanstalk going. But I think they're gonna waste me here. Yeah, this does suck because I can't do anything for the next few turns. I mean I can play this out and oh yeah. I am gonna draw. I'm trying to think. They don't play black, do they? I think I'll just wait. But if they put something on the spell on the stack that we need to kill, we can force it. But Amped Raptor does die to Witherbloom command. So I don't totally regret. If I just force this, they don't get anything. Because I have Brainstorm next turn, assuming they don't waste me. If they waste me, well, they played out their land already. Bombardment, yeah, that's fine. They're going to come in for a hug. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attack with Tamiyo, create the clue, then I'll probably Brainstorm. Unless I find a green source, then I might just... I'll come in for a hug first, and I'm hoping to find a fetch so we can get a green source here. And then they're going to have to spend a lot of resources. They can't kill her immediately before I can plus. These are not good cards, unfortunately. Yeah, we got very unlucky. Plus here, we keep the mana up because we're going to need to crack this clue to draw through our Brainstorm lock. I can daze with impunity here. I think I need to... Murktide's not coming down for a few turns. I do have double Beanstalk on top, but faith do I have that Murktide's going to be better? I think I'm going to pitch the daze. I'm going to live in the future where we... So they could attack and then they could double sack and that would kill her. But that would be them sacking 2 different creatures. Okay, they're opting not to do it. Sadly, well, we could Murderous Cut. It's a lot better if we do it after with a Beanstalk. I'm going to wait, see what happens. Because if they have like another Ajani, like I will want to kill him with the... Tommy's taking 2. She's just doing a good job distracting. And at any point, they can take her out. So this is what I was talking about. I definitely... Yeah, I'll just have... Big Murk is worth it, for sure. Big Murk will be hard for them to deal with if we can get that far. So they sack and they ping me. That's fine. But Ajani never gets a chance to... They don't get a chance to sack the creature. So Tamiyo is definitely not long for this world. We're going to get pinged a lot here. And I don't imagine they're going to let us plus. They are. Okay, well, they do have lethal on Tommy now. There's no choice but to plus. I am going to go ahead and clue crack now. All right, that is a land. It's not the land we were. I'll just pass. Tommy's done a great job of keeping these aggressors at bay. The barbarians banging on the gate. Yeah, like she saved us probably. Now we're going to be taking 6 every turn cycle. So our candle is burning very fast here. Please give me a land. Take 6. It's going to be hard to recover because they can also ping us for 9. Like dead in 2 turn cycle. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we just got screwed on lands. That one wasteland was all it took. All right, so Bowmaster is a must. They're going to probably play around it. Witherbloom's quite live here. We need to cut 3 more cards. Don't want to cut removal. Shielders Edict's probably the worst removal. We could cut that because they're always going to have multiple creatures. We cut that, and then we're a little... Brazen Borrower, what is this actually? Well, they do have a lot of tokens, but that does reduce our total mana. Yeah, we're going to try to just... If we just stop their cards and run them out of cards, we'll be all right. I'm just going to open with this. No, wait, I can open with the island and then... So we have an unpaired Force of Will, so we're not going to be able to stop a lot of stuff. So Orcish Bowmasters is removal in this deck. It is not a card we proactively use. I'm going to keep the black up. We drew a Force, which is nice. So they could have a Wasteland lurking there. This is great because this means I can still have access to black, but I don't know Surveil in step. And then we have Witherbloom up. If they do have a creature, I'll just push... Felia. If I push Felia, I'm giving up on green. If I just force Felia, like they might kind of something else that's more force worthy later. I'm just gonna wait until they've made a land drop. That's not a so I spell. They don't get any value for this currently. Well, we'll see what they play. Okay, Johnny. I mean, this is a card you force for sure. 2 for 1 either way. I could just off with this with the Bowmaster. I think I'm just gonna go get the push. Yeah, I'll just push this. Good Bowmaster ping, and then I at least have a Bowmaster down. But what does that even matter? I think Bowmaster can like solo kill something later. And if they just use a removal spell token, then I'm gonna use a block. That's fine. I'm trying to think of what else they could do here. Yeah, I don't care about my token. I don't even care about the Bowmaster body that much, but it is better than just the token. Pride. They haven't gained life, so they don't get the trigger. So I'll just kill that during my turn. I think I want to see if I can find a green source so I can Wither Bloom this. Quite good, but like I think it was pretty weak. Could fiddle. Yeah, I really want to find a green source. Come on, give me a green source deck for a non-existent green source. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and push, and then not feeling very good. They have 5 cards in hand to our 2 that we can't. We desperately need a green source. Then we're back in. This is a powerful card. Rest in peace. This is not that big a deal. I can just Wither Bloom, kill it. But again, that does rely on. I'm going to go ahead and just kill this. I think this all happens concurrently. Die before the... Oh, no. Apparently it doesn't happen that way. Yeah, that sucks. Well, we don't have an attack. They have a lot of attackers. We do have up the Beanstalk if they're smart enough to waste us, or waste our green. If they are heads up enough to do that, that'll suck. This is a nightmare of a matchup, by the way. Good news is it's just red-black or red-white, so they don't have access to their own Bowmaster. Yeah, that Wither Bloom... I mean, we did want to answer that because it's just going to sit around, but maybe we could have gone up the Beanstalk first. So they're going to get a bunch of tokens. If they had the Bombardment, then our Orcish Bowmaster is dead. Hopefully they don't have the Wasteland for our green. That would just be so... We're taking 3 here either way. Yeah, so, yeah, there's the Bombardment. So they can just use one of these tokens to kill our Bowmaster, but that's like the... Amp Raptor is pretty scary. So do they have anything in their deck? Wear Tear? There's nothing to target with that. So if I block here... It does save me 1 life. They're definitely going to kill. Yeah, because they necessarily want to sack these. Yeah, I don't feel good about this game for sure. Getting bolted every turn by this thing. Oh, that's pretty... Let's go up the Beanstalk first. Murktide might be one of the few things that save me, and I don't actually have a very strong Murktide right now. I'm going to put all my cards on the next because, no, I mean, like the second I ping it, it's just, we don't even get the thing, and I can't cast it during their turn. I think I just target them. This really sucks, by the way. I'll just target them so I get the body. This card is terrible against a resentment, but I'm not going to sit around and do nothing. Yeah, and I did learn something about the Wither Bloom. Like, I absolutely should have just drained them for 2 life. That would have been consequential. This is a nightmare. They can just flip this and get another trick. So I think what we do is we block here and then sack these to stop it. You can just sack everything and kill Tommy. I don't think there's a world in which... Oh, wait, it's first strike. Do we just... park in front of these, they sack all these, and then they just kill. There's no good blocks, huh? I guess I'm just going to take it all. Orcish Bowmasters is terrible in this matchup, apparently. I thought it'd be good, but like there weren't any good targets. Now that this is out, there's just no... I'm trying to imagine a way in which we can back from this, because even if we murk, they can just target. Maybe Tommy flipping, they can ping the heck out of her every turn. This card is just a beating against us. I mean, like blocking would have saved us some life, I guess. What is this? Back Canyon to draw. So Tommy is going to come in for a hug. That Fatal Push is quite good for this. I'll do that first. So I'm going to push this first. Okay, now we can Brainstorm. And then they can still phase her out. She just comes back. Yeah, it's not like the greatest. If I can find another removal spell, this is good. Do this. So at least I can plus and deep. Oh man, these are good cards for next turn. The Force is the weakest card for sure. I do want to draw the brain. Oh, this is going to be able to debuff them. They can definitely just like sack. I think they're going to just flicker. Oh, does this save me some damage? I can flip her again next turn, assuming they don't kill Canyon, drawing another card. Okay, Windswept Teeth. Okay, redundant Bombardment. We're not going to be dealing with those anytime soon. Probably blink their own permanent just to get the bonus. And this is a key, so they could be blinking that. All right, can we go over the top? Let's plus. No, we draw the Force. We're digging deeper into our deck. Now we need to find the Merc, please. Or we established is not very good. I think casting Lauren Revealed by itself is just not good. I know that I'm giving up on... This is just a total dud while these cards are... That's a good card. When it enters, they have 2 energy, so they can like something, and they could probably just blinking that. But I think if they blink this, it won't see itself, and they just want to keep the pressure on Tommy. Yeah, I'm not sure how I win here. They're drawing duds, which is good. Okay. Any removal we use is going to be, bar that help any? I don't think so. I'm going to plus here. We don't have any draws. What we could do here, we go ahead and we hit the, we hit this. I think it's worth just getting one of these off the table. Yeah, I mean, they're just going to sack and kill it, which is fine. But I think this decreases the things they can do here. That's fine. They kill that. We don't get anything for it. It was just an expensive removal spell. We do have Brazen Bar, which can remove this from play. So, yeah, like maybe they target it with Guided Souls, and then we get some value off that. That'd be good. Force drawing 2 cards is probably okay too to stop something. If we do that, our Tommy is most definitely dead. I'll see what they blink first. That's fine. I'm going to just bounce this. I'm aware that they can force it on the way back down, but this does keep Tommy alive for a turn unless they... Okay, they did choose to sack. Okay, so this is going to fizzle. And now they have another one. Okay, so they had a second one in hand. That's pretty powerful. Now their Guided Souls gets buffed. They have the energy. Gosh, we're running out of tricks here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and plus here. I think I'm going to go ahead and Fatal Push. I'm going to wait till they use the energy trigger. Yeah, and then I have Force Up if I need it. I think they'll likely dump the energy into making her more powerful, or one of their creatures more powerful. Okay, so they flickered that out. They're using this to buff that. What do we do here? I think we just push the Guided Souls. It's using up all the energy. I mean, this is more annoying, but like, I'm just going to go for that because this scales, whereas they don't really have anything to do with the Felia. They ping here, and our Tamiyo stay small. This is like swimming through concrete, this matchup. Okay, she takes 1 loyalty. Still alive. They get their Goblin Bombardment back. We don't have a blue card for Force if they go for Force this turn. They Power Blast her finally. That's fine. Like she was just basically trying. Now I have Force Up, Wasteland. Force literally anything to draw a card. But like if they were to waste me, then I wouldn't have Force Up anymore. So if they don't cast any spells, they just win. Keep beating me down. But if they do cast something, then I do get a... Please cast something. Anything. No. That is very bad for us. They just keep attacking us. If we draw reactive spells. There we go. Blue, blue. Merc. We're going to make him 1, 2... I'll make him small. Actually, yeah, I do want to make him big enough that they have to blink. He'll be as big as she is. We get double draw trigger. Okay, another Merc. All right, this is great, actually. So I can just jam this other Merc and get another draw trigger. I think that's what we want to do here. I have 2 big Mercs. Blue, blue. 2 giant Mercs. You can blink one of them, but your Thalia will die in the process. I think this is about as good as we can do against them. Triggers. Where's our other... Oh, I stacked it wrong. Okay. There's the other Beanstalk trigger buried on the stack. Okay, we drew a really good card that we can use next turn. Yeah, I feel like we just turned the corner there. And we do have Force to double draw. So this is where our mid-game beats their mid-game. Or late game, rather. This is pretty late. Like, look at our mana base. I'm going to draw. I want to keep... They can phase one of them out. Another Beanstalk, a Borrower. Okay, I'm just going to bounce this right back to hand before they go to combat. They have 1 card in hand. I'm not sure what it is. But if we bounce this, then they're just dead on board because they won't be able to flicker one. They wouldn't be dead on board if they... Yeah, I'm going to do that. This is a really exciting game, by the way. So I'll wait till they go to begin combat phase, and then I'll do it. They can just redeploy, but they'll be dead in the air. If they had like a Johnny, they might be able to kill us here with Bombardment. I'm not sure. We got it. I can't believe we even won a game against this deck. This deck is just obscene to play against. I mean, it feels bad to take out the Bowmasters, but I think it's... Yeah. Shield's Edict is removal. This does hit a lot of cards in their deck. We just got unlucky that... By the way, if I'm talking really light, I think I might be losing my voice from doing too many leagues. I've been like nonstop all day. I'm going to cut a Tommy. Let's go. Tommy was really good there, though. Maybe that's a mistake. This is a great hand. We got Beanstalk, Hydroblast. Don't make me force anything. Okay, good. I will blast after. Maybe I just play this Tommy out. Just fine with them plowing her. 8 minutes on my clock. She's going to be pitched to Force now. And this is how we start to win next turn. Even if they waste us, our hand is mono blue. Voice of Victory. I'm going to force that. I don't want to deal with that. Draw trigger. Fatal Push, okay. That'll be good when we find black. This is a Ponder and Final Land turn. Yep, these are good. I want both of these. I think I just hedge maze just to get it out of the way. It might be worth just having Hydro up. Could just play the island here. I don't want the hedge maze actually. I'm going to shuffle it away. I'll do like that. And then I'm just going to play this out and we'll just be very patient with the time is on our side. They don't have any red mana though. So and now we can, if they go for like an end step, we can and grab the Underground Sea. I do know that I have a card on top that I want to shuffle away. So this works fine. Oh, actually I just realized freaking, so we're never going to really be able to get rid of her until we find a way. Gosh, what do we do here? I think, yeah, I'm going to just brainstorm here just in case I find a force. Okay, we didn't find a force. I don't want either of these cards. I'm going to put these back. She comes in. I can't do anything about it. She's going to come in. I'm just going to let her come in. I have lots of interaction, but I don't have interaction specifically for legendary creatures. So I'm going to let this happen. She's not going to get any bigger. She's not doing anything but attacking us. It is frustrating to let her through, but you know, we have to respect the Crocus. So good as banned and EDH. Please cast a red spell. I would love to counter that. I would love if they somehow tapped out a Crocus first. That would be delectable. I am going to go get my Underground Sea. I don't want those cards. Another Beanstalk would be good. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not that bad. I can force on top, and then I have Brainstorm to get. Or I could just, yeah, Brainstorm is fine here. I might find something I can do. That Wasteland does address that. So I'll just put these two back. This is my green source. I can't shuffle this. So we're going to let them hit it one more time, and then we're going to get rid of that. We'll be able to Fatal Push. Big Canyon. Lots of interaction up. Not doing anything. They only have 3 cards in hand. Hopefully Hydroblast stops something. I don't want to have to force, but I absolutely will force if they put a Johnny on. That's dead. Now we draw the Fatal Push. I'm just going to do this now. I'm just going to immediately kill this because I don't want them to like untap. Top card. Do we want to dig deeper into our deck? I think the next card is our Lorien Revealed is quite good. Yeah. No, I'll take the Lorien right now. But once we've Lorien, we'll draw 4 cards. That'll be really good. And I think we just let that go. Okay, so they're just coming in here. This is Johnny. I will force it. Coming in for 2. We have less than 5 minutes on the clock, but it should be fine if we can resolve this spell in supreme victory. There's no reason to expose my green source. I'm just going to go ahead and do the blue card. Tapped out a Pyroblast. There is a Bowmaster that we can use. Okay, this is great. Yeah, we got double Merc. We can do the same thing we did last game and just Merc up. Could ambush a Felia. I'm going to let that resolve. I don't think this is a threat right now. Do this. I mean, we are taking 2 damage. I don't think it'll be a big deal. I'll just double Merc. I have plenty of stuff in my yard to double Merc here. Borrower is nice. Oh, I can double Merc and Borrower. That's really good. Let's do this first one. We go 1, Murktide, draw trigger, and then we'll do the other one. Oh, that's nice. Beanstalk things. Blue, blue, Merc. 1, 2, 3, 5. Just obscene value off this Beanstalk here. Stack all my triggers real quick. Draw trigger. Drew a land. It's not good. Drew another land, another Beanstalk. We could just let this cruise in, but I do really want to raise and borrow it. Yeah, so that we can guarantee victory next turn. We just wait till we begin combat and we bounce it. I am going to just force this. Draw trigger. This does mean that they can blink one of ours out, but we are going to be able to swing for a lot. And it is going to kill their Felia in the process. Another Static Prison. Unbelievable. What do we do here? I think we have to let it happen. That sucks. They don't have a lot of energy though, but they are going to get energy from this. She attacks, it blinks. Let's think about what we do here. I think we want to kill Felia because this is fine. I'm just going to ping and triple block. I really don't like playing against great on my side of the table. She's not so great. Okay, now we've got Beanstalk. We've got 2 minutes. We just Merc back. Sure, I'm going to go ahead and go up the Beanstalk here. I'm trying to find like a Murderous Cut. Boom command is fine for a hug. And then I've got another. We have 1 minute 48. It's absolutely going to come down to the wire here. We have Witherbloom to do damage to them. They drew a land for turn. That's great. By all means, come in. I will happily trade here. I'm trading now. I've got less than 2 minutes. So they have nothing on the board. We're going to be attacking them. We just need to blunt force trauma them. Our poor dear opponent. Then we'll get this Merc back eventually. It's just a question of how quickly we can kill them. What are they doing here? Tapping to buy time. Okay, that's allowed. I'm gonna do this first. Green, black, Witherbloom, cast. I'll mill myself, and I'll mill myself, and I'll destroy. It's not enough to kill them. I'm not gonna be able to get the attack in. I think there is a way to like just do this. F6 through the turn, 20 seconds. F6 through their turn. I don't care what they do. There's no way they can stop all this. They got the GGs. Oh my goodness. I can't believe we won this game, this match. I keep losing this. Insanely tight in terms of clock, but look at that overwhelming victory. Murktide is a unit. See you in round 3. We are 2-0. Round 3, we are up against a likely Boros tokens deck, kind of like we played previously. This deck has become incredibly popular because it's incredibly good. They've like Ocelot Pride mid-range. They were playing it. This is a few months ago. I'm going to keep this on the strength of just like lots of interaction and removal. If they're not on it, of course, we're very vulnerable, but I like the idea of opening Hedge Maze and then being able to fetch and get more lands and, you know, quickly get Murderous Cut and Shieldred's Edict online. They did not mulligan. So I think if we can just kill the most powerful of their creatures quickly, the earliest we're going to be able to kill anything is turn 2, though, with the Shieldred's Edict. But the big thing to kill is the Ocelot Pride itself, because that just gets out of hand very quickly. Okay, so they are not on that deck. They're on maybe Omni Show. They could be on Moon Stompy. This is not a good anti-Moon Stompy hand. We do have a blue source, and we have Brazen Borrower. But if they Blood Moon here... Okay, so Archon of Emeria. That is not the worst because, like I'm going to let it resolve, but we can Hedge Maze. This comes into play tapped anyway. We don't really care about the multiple spells per turn clause. We just are annoyed that our lands are coming in play tapped. Force is potentially really good here because we could pitch like a Brazen Borrower for something if we need to. I'm going to be heavily biased toward filling up my graveyard here so we can get cut online. They did essentially like that goes in the graveyard. They probably have Chalice. Let's think about this. This can buy back a land. It can potentially blow up a Chalice. I think we have Force for Chalice and I just want cards in the graveyard. Yeah. So next turn, we can Lorien Reveal for an island, but we do need an actual Underground Sea type card. The problem with this is it costs a fortune to put it in, like in terms of turns, because like everything in there is play tapped. I guess what we could do is we could play the Delta. They don't have a play here that's great for us. So we could play the Delta out. It comes into play tapped. What could we do? I think we actually just Lorien Revealed for Underground Sea here and play the Underground Sea. That way we have Shieldred's Edict next turn. Yeah, and then once we're free of this, and we can potentially double Force if we need to. Yeah, I'll just get the Underground Sea here and I'll play it. All right, so we're probably going to have to double Force and then just Shieldred's Edict. So I'll definitely force a creature if they play one because I need to be able to Shieldred's Edict this way. Okay, so far so good. This is actually totally fine. There's another Petal, so they could play another 3-drop, but we will force. Okay, good. No Petal. Let's go ahead and kill. So this hand ended up being fine because we drew the Forces. I don't want to use the cut and hit my graveyard. Okay, we're free of that now. We can play this out. Yeah, we're actually not far from a Merc, and we could just protect the Queen on a Merc. They could cycle our Merc out. They may be playing Touch the Spirit Realm, and they could blink the Merc and get rid of the counters on it. All right, 3 mana. Peacekeeper. Okay, so we could actually just kill this with the cut as this enters play. So they could name cut and we can't answer it. But is it really that big of a deal? We could bounce it out of play or we can cut it. Like they can choose. I am going to go ahead and activate this because I don't want them to name it. We're going to get an Underground Sea here. And now they have to name Murderous Cut. They don't have to, but if they don't name it, then I'll just cut it. And actually, I can just untap 2 more to cast, so I can still Murderous Cut it. But if they name Murderous Cut, I'll just Merc. If they name Force, which is a reasonable name, then yeah, and like a lot of this game comes down to them having like their City of Traders, which they're disincentivized from playing land here. They've already used 2 petals just to get these permanents into play. We got really lucky. I think they had a kind of a greedy keep. This would have been insane against like a non-fair deck. This is like one of the best things you can be doing against like Storm, for example. But it's not that great against us. They named Merc. Okay, well, I'm just going to kill it. I don't really care that much about Merc. I just want to keep the board clear, keep advancing my game plan. I can start dropping Brazens here. So that was a 2-for-1. Ponder's good. Yeah, we can just ponder, try to hit a land drop. I'm like increasingly valuing land drops, by the way. Wasteland seems pretty good. I think we just Tamiyo here and Wasteland. We can't Tamiyo and... Oh, yeah, actually, we could Brainstorm and Tamiyo and Wasteland. How about that? Let's do that. Why not all? Okay, so I'll just Brainstorm here. I will put back one of my borrowers. Put back a Merc. We got another Brainstorm here, so we can flip her next turn if we want to. I'm going to hit that land now. I mean, they probably were just holding land and just waiting for an excuse for us to like wasteland it so they can start playing up their lands. But now we got pressure from a Tamiyo. We flip her. The game ends in a few turns. If they plow her, that 100% just works. They may not actually be playing plow if they're playing Chalice, though. All right, I'm going to come in for a hug here. I think it's worth going in and brainstorming here proactively, and then they plow, and that's fine. And then I'll just stick a Merc because I will have 5 cards in the graveyard. And then I can protect the queen on Merc, which will end the game faster. Okay, they don't have the plow. We got a land. This is great. This is phenomenal, folks. I think we only need one borrower at this point. Tummy flip. Okay, the scoop. Wow, that was rough for them. Okay, so this is where I'm going to put Deed in the sideboard. I've already figured out that that's what I want to do. I don't know that Bowmaster is good here. I don't know that any of their creatures are likely going to have 1 toughness. I actually don't think we sideboard. Yeah, I don't think we sideboard. Daze is going to be bad, actually. I think there's... Yeah, I'm going to take out the Dazes. So if I'm taking out the Dazes, I guess I could bring in the Bowmasters. I love just having so many lands. 22 lands is crazy. Like, Lorien was so good there. Because fetch would have been like super slow to get the black source. It would have taken an extra turn. This is a snap keep because we have double Beanstalk. I'm not sure if they play Wasteland. It could be greedy for me to Tamiyo here when like Lorien is in my hand. Maybe I do want to go ahead and just Lorien. So I think I just Lorien to set up the turn 2 Beanstalk. We'll see what their turn 1 play is. I will pitch Tommy. She's my pitch. Because we're going into... Oh, we have a second land. That's great. Yeah, now I think we can just play out Tommy. But we don't have access to a green is the problem. I think it's worth to just focus on the Beanstalk train. Okay, do they have Archon? I'm going to force that. It just takes too much time to work through. I do have the cut, but it'll be several turns. And it is a speed bump. And we are going turbo with these Beanstalks. We're going straight to the moon. That is a really good draw, but I am going to go Beanstalk here. Hopefully they legend rule their city, and then hopefully the traders abandon the city. Yeah, let's get some flavor in there. Oh, this is a good draw. And then we can waste whatever they put in place of it. Like if they put an Ancient Tomb out or something. They could take the initiative, but you know what's really good against the initiative? Orcish Bowmasters. There it is. Bye-bye city. We're going to be wasting this. They can have their Seasoned Dungeoneer. We will deal with it through a combination of Orcish Bowmasters and Murderous Cut. Witch Enchanter. Okay, that's fine. 2-for-1. It's not really a 2-for-1 because they got a 2-for-1. It's functionally a 2-for-2. I am going to go ahead and keep moving up the Beanstalk, though. I'm not that concerned about killing this. Yeah, they're like seriously stymied on mana. We can easily kill the Bowmaster or the Witch Enchanter in combat if we need to. Another Cavern. Petal. We're probably going to be cutting something here. But again, it's a 2-for-1 because they are using the Petal. Oh, Sheltered by Ghosts. Ward 2. Okay. That does change our ability to kill it with Bowmaster. But I can still throw a Bowmaster in front of it. Yeah, that's a pretty cool card. Okay, and the Aura will leave and we'll get the Bowmaster. We'll get the effect back after we kill the Witch Enchanter. They're down to 2 cards over there. Sheltered by Ghosts. Such a cool thematic card. Okay, so this has Ward 2. We can just pay for it and get our Beanstalk back. We can wait. Yeah, I'm totally cool with keeping the Murderous Cut for their next threat. And if they attack in, this doesn't have like regenerate or anything. Yeah, I'll just Bowmaster and I'll ping them and I'll just double block. We'll see. I might do that. But I would like to cast Cut or Merc while I have the thing out. This has lifelink too, but it doesn't have first strike or anything. They could have the ghost that like flickers it. Oh, they're not attacking? Okay, they're tapping out for Elite Spellbinder. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just Ward 2. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just cut. Elite Spellbinder is a cool card, and they can exile Bowmaster, but we have the mana to pay for it. So this should die. We should get the Beanstalk back. We get the Beanstalk trigger. Now they get to look at our hand. Bowmaster is going to wreck this thing. I'm going to wreck it. We Bowmaster for 4, and then next turn yeah, that's fine. I think we go ahead and do it now because I would hate for them to blink it somehow. So that is going to use all our mana. So I'll save these for later. All right, we got our Beanstalk up. We are working toward Murktide with these fetches. We can Surveil. We have not used our Surveil yet this game. Have we? We've not. They've got 2 lands, which their deck really does need more than 2 mana usually. I think almost everything in their deck is 3 mana or more. All right, so I think we just turbo fill up our graveyard. Let's see. We Surveil. That puts 2 cards in. We ponder. I think we can. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this first. Hedge Maze. Let's bin something. I do actually want that. Yeah, I'm going to keep that. I already played a land for turn. I'll have to do that next turn. The Force goes in our hand now. Next turn, we draw the Wasteland. So we have Force with Tamiyo up. I'll just attack in. We're just not going to use this mana this turn. That's fine. I'll take it slow. It's worth it to get rid of their Cavern here. This can tap for human. I think maybe all their creatures are human. Yeah, human Warlock. Archon is not a human. This is Chalice is fine. I'm not going to interact with it. Yeah, it doesn't even matter. I mean, it could matter later, but we're drawing Wasteland, so it's not a big deal. And I feel like the game is very much over with this Merc, this Force Protected Merc. We're going to draw another Waste. They say GG. Yeah. All right, brutal. We're 3-0. We have had a great run so far. Let's see if we can keep it up. See you in round 4. Right, round 4. We are up against a likely Esper Stoneblade player. We can force through the Beanstalk, which I'm here for. I'm going to keep this. We'll Surveil, and then we'll Beanstalk. And if they have Wasteland, which they do play 3 of, at least according to this list, this is like, a month old. We will cope. They don't play Stifle, though. Play 2 days. All right. Yeah, I think in general, like Days Protected Wasteland, or Days Protected Beanstalk is just so strong. Depending on what they do, it may be correct. Let's see what they do. This is probably Tommy. And now I have the choice of, do I want to Daze Tommy? Oh, it's that. That's fine. It's like, Ponder is like becoming a weaker card when you're so relieved that your opponent's cast a Ponder turn 1. Okay, so I could Surveil. I think that's greedy because there's a good chance that I'm going to have to Daze. And I don't want to be set back a draw. I'll just get the Trop here. And of course, I could just waste their source. They did shuffle their library. I'm going to make sure that they're actually struggling before I start wasting, because that's not what Wasteland is for. All right, this is very good for us. Assimilation Aegis, they are on Stoneblade. That is so phenomenally good for us. We draw a card. All right, and we got another land. So even if they start wasting, we're going to be fine. And we can just waste them a couple times to ramp up our graveyard for Merc. Ponder again. If they whiff on land, this could be a very short game. They shuffle, they draw, they did find a land. I am still going to waste them. They could stick a Tommy here. I don't have a good answer to that other than sticking a Murktide a couple turns from now. Thoughtseize here. Ponder. Okay. They are playing 4 Bowmasters. I think if we cut them off white, we're much less likely to have our Murktide answered. Let's see. So the white cards, they play a Stoneforge, which is a problem. They play Prismatic. They 10 white cards plus Aegis. In terms of black cards, they have Strix, Bowmaster, Kaito. 2 Thoughtseize? Yeah. It is a very tight build. I like this build a lot. I would love to be playing this, but I've kind of come to the conclusion it's just better to play blue-black tempo and not face situations like this. The other thing is we could just waste them off both of their colors, and that might just be GG. How greedy am I? I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play this out so I get days up. I'm going to Tommy first, and then I'm going to waste their white. Okay, and then we can waste again. But to double waste them would just be kind of greedy in my opinion, because we're not really pulling ahead in terms of things getting done. Now we can days. We don't think they play days. They say they play 2 days, but like they didn't show days. They say their deck from a few days ago was 2 days. If they just prismatic end this, it's okay. Yeah, that's fine. So 1 for 1. And now I'm going to waste a white source again. I'm on my way to Gargantuan Merc. This is good because it keeps them off Stoneforge Mystic. And I will daze a Stoneforge Mystic in a heartbeat. That's their 2 for 1. That makes their deck run. You're grabbing yet another white source here. Yep, that is the daze. They're down to 3 cards over there. We've just answered everything they've done so far. I can fetch Surveil here. Unless I draw like a Tommy. Shoulders Edict, that's great. All right, we're just going to chill and we're going to get our graveyard nice and stacked, and we're going to do a baby Merc, and then we're going to do a big Merc. Archive, they have managed to draw lands. Let's see what they've been. Do they have any big top end? They don't. The 2 Strix are scary. They have a lot of white sources. I've already wasted 2 white sources, so I don't know that I'm going to keep wasting them. I'm going to waste this as soon as I get a chance. Hedge Maze here. Tommy stays. Yeah, I'm going to keep her. I am going to go for the baby Merc this turn because I want to draw trigger. I want to press my advantage. And even if they kill this, it's going to be a 2 for 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This should tell them that I have another one, because why wouldn't I make it bigger? They haven't used any forces or any plows, so this might get plowed. Okay, we got another land. That's not bad. I mean, we can certainly use these land. We have Tamiyo, so we can crack clues and stuff. They opted not to Bowmaster us. Okay, that's fine. That was expected. Again, 2 for 1. We're just pulling ahead on cards. That's all we do. They have their 2 for 1s, but they're not drawing them apparently. I think I'm going to go ahead and fire off the waste on this. Okay, they float a white. I'm going to go to combat, make them do whatever they want to do now. I have Shielded Edict up if they like a Bowmaster or something. I'm going to go ahead and drop a Tommy here, and I'll keep the black up just to make them think that maybe I have Fatal Push. All right, Tommy number 2. She's going to eat another Prismatic Ending. This might be... What are they going to cast this 3 mana at the end step? Maybe just 3 mana. Yep, there's the Bowmaster. And I'll just Shielded Edict that before I try to draw. So this could be Kaito, unfortunately. It's scary, but we do have Shielded Edict for Kaito. And that means that the Bowmaster is going to stick. So you always block the Bowmaster itself here, because if you block this and they have a second Bowmaster, it kills your Tommy. So here comes Kaito. Yep, they had it. It's the scariest thing their deck can do. They're going to Surveil probably. They find a force and have force blue card. This game's probably over, even though we've been very favored so far, just because of the strength of... yeah. They have 2 Kaito in their deck? Yeah, they could have another one. All right, another Beanstalk is great. We're going to clear the Kaito first. Let's just make sure this works. I'm going to go up to 2 of these, by the way. This Shielded Edict. I'm convinced that it's better than Fatal Push right now. Because it's good against Karn as well. Don't have the force, please. Okay, good. Now I'll just come in. I don't really mind taking 1. I've got 18 life. They took their Orc out of play, the Orc army. So that does take a little bit of pressure off. Do you have a second Kaito? If you do, I might have to aggressively flip Tommy. Okay, they don't have it. Good. Their own Tommy, that's fine. Brainstorm to immediately flip Tommy, that's fine. We're going to try to find a Witherbloom now. Witherbloom would be absolutely insane here if we can find it. That would be the best card we could find. I'll probably cast up the Beanstalk just into the Bowmaster just to get deeper into my deck. Because I'm not as afraid of the pings. I want to continue to develop. They have basically a 1-card hand. They can buy back a plow. They can buy back a force. All right. So I am going to go ahead and Beanstalk. If I fetch and I Beanstalk, we're still too far away from Merc. That is tempting. Do I want to fill up my graveyard? I have one more trop in my deck. I don't want to get spell, but they don't have Spell Pierce up. They could have a second Bowmaster, which would be pretty backbreaking if that was their last card. Green, black, Beanstalk, draw trigger. They get the ping. So I can flip Tommy, and that will debuff them a little bit. And that does make the next Merc huge. Let's go ahead and for a hug. I think I am actually going to flip Tommy here because being able to debuff is good. They'll have to ping me. This will be a 2-drop. They can regrow a Prismatic Ending and kill it, but that's actually really good for me if they're going minus with it to deal with my stuff. All right. This is really fun. By the way, I love this matchup. I love Stoneblade in general. It's like one of my favorite archetypes. And I have lots of videos of me playing Stoneblade on the channel. I am going to play the trop out, and then we could put the Shielder's Edict on top. I'm going to do that after I Merc. So I'll keep this around for that. I'm going to go ahead and ponder here. And if we find Fatal Push, it's so good. This is a window for them to plow if they want to stop the flip. Second Bowmasters. Okay, that's really bad for us. So this is going to be a 3-3, essentially. They're going to ping her twice? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, the initial ping comes in. Okay, and then we get the effect. Yeah, that sucks. So she is dead. We have Murderous Cut, which triggers twice. Brainstorm, which is uncastable under double Bowmasters. This is a pretty dire situation. I think we any order shuffle this. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I mean, oh, that is good. So we can push one of them, but it's going to be too little too late here. I still think it happens while there's nothing on the table. Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and just push one of them. Unfortunately, we did find what we wanted, but they had a really strong last card. Tommy does not flip because she is dead. Right now, with that Tamiyo ticking up, we're not going to be able to do anything. What I'll probably do is I'll have to, if they start plussing, which is the best case scenario, they plus, and then I just Meticulous Archive to get Shielder Edict. I crack a clue, and then I Shielder Edict the Tamiyo. The other option is I Shielder Edict the Orcish Bowmaster, but then they can regrow. I think actually it's probably better to get rid of the Orcish Bowmaster. Please don't have a second Orcish Bowmaster. Okay, Cryptic Coat. We can deal with this. It is going to be a pain. Yeah, that works. Okay, so they are probably just going to plus here. If they plus, I'll probably just Shielder Edict and then I'll Merc, because then I won't have to worry about them regrowing a plow for my Merc, and I'll have a big creature in front of them. Let's see how big. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are regrowing a Ponder, which is fine. Okay, so now I think we Shielder Edict the Bowmaster itself. This is not a token, though. So they could sack this instead. So we just Shielder Edict the Fatal Push. Okay. Their Orc army is going to get bigger. Okay, so they're going to hit us for 3. We'll block this. We won't be able to... This will be dead. This will be like a 5/5 because we're going to have to crack a clue. So, yeah, and then we will have exactly enough to Merc, assuming Daze is not their last card. If Daze is their last card, we're dead. All right, let's go ahead and put the Fatal Push on top. The other option is, of course, we Merc first, but then we take pings, and this gets even bigger. I don't want to do that. And I think we can successfully block this. They'll have to plus for a turn, and then we can attack and kill. So Sanctuary, put the push on top. Okay. So I'd like to use the ability. Now we're going to go boom, boom. Draw the push. They get their ping. Now we Fatal Push here. And we go blue, blue. We get to draw 2 cards, even if they daze this, but we're probably dead if they daze this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Double draw trigger. Lorien Reveal's great. Wasteland is going to get their last white source, but it'll have to happen next turn. Yeah, so they can start hitting us pretty hard with this. Like, if we have to turn this sideways, it is to kill Tamiyo. It does open us up. I don't think Lorien Reveal drawing cards is going to be good enough here. If they have Plow, we gain a bunch of life at least, and that insulates us a little bit from the cloak. This is a freaking brawl. I love it. Tamiyo pluses as expected. We can easily take her out with the Merc if the Merc survives. This may be their last white source. They may have a basic plains in their deck. If they have another Bowmaster, it's so brutal. Oh my goodness, that is precisely what they need. I think we lost. Yeah, because now they can ping this, and then we have to like trade. Yep, that's what they're doing. This is brutal. 3 Bowmasters. Well, guess what's coming in from our sideboard this game? Yeah, so we are going to block the Orc Army. I'm dead if I don't. It's a force block. So the good news is the Orc Army's off the table. Bad news is we're probably going to have to put another Orc Army on the table if we want to be able to deal with Tommy. Okay, best draw. Come on, Witherbloom Command. Please, Witherbloom Command. Ugh. So we take a draw. And if it's Witherbloom Command, maybe we're still in this. Let's see, 3. Yeah, we could get rid of Tommy. We get rid of this. But then they have 4 coming in, and then we've taken 1. It's brutal. They have 0 cards in hand. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Has to be Witherbloom Command or we're dead. All right. That was brutal. This is 100% the matchup where you bring in the Bowmasters. I don't think Carpet belongs. They probably do have Wasteland, but it's just not worth it. I think these are the only substitutions we make. Cards that are coming out. I like taking out a Beanstalk in this matchup just because, I think Daze comes out on even on the play. It's good for forcing things through, but like this is not going to, we're not the aggressor here and we're not trying to stop a combo. So maybe I just put this back in. I mean, we have so many answers to Bowmasters in our deck. We just have to draw them. And they have to not draw tons of Bowmasters. Like them drawing 3 Bowmasters was a beating. And again, I'm really looking forward to upgrading one of these Fatal Pushes to Shield's Edict, but Fatal Push did save us in that situation where we could regrow the Fatal Push instead of Shield's Edict, where they would have been able to sacrifice the Cryptocoat token. The non-token Cryptocoat. It's a cloaked creature. It's not a token. So Shield's Edict, they can sack that instead of the Bowmasters. Yeah, so I'm going to keep the Beanstalk because it was really good there. I mean, it drew us like 4 cards. This is a snap keep. This is what we need to see. We need to see this. All right, I'm going to keep. I am going to just open. I want to Surveil because I want a Beanstalk. And we're just looking for land number 3, really. They probably don't expect us to take out our Dazes, so they are probably playing around them, but we're not actually going to keep Daze in here. They may keep their Dazes in, which is fine. Like in these kind of grindy control, I don't like. I'm gonna bin that. It's too far off. Looking for land. They're fetching. They may be fetching around Stifle because some Bug Beans decks do play Stifle, and that's smart. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna hide the fact that I have a Wasteland. We're just gonna go up. They're probably gonna pierce this or daze it or something, which is fine. It's a 2-for-1. Spell pierce. You know what? I'm gonna force this. I think it's valuable. We get a card immediately back from the thing. If they force fight over this is fine. But I do want... This is like... Using force to defend Beanstalk on the stack is totally a valid use of force in my humble opinion. Okay, we have a Tamiyo. So we read Tamiyo. So the card we pitched to force would have been a redundant card anyway. So we're going to be very disciplined. We're not going to try to tempo them at all. That is something our deck is capable of doing. But what we're going to try to do is just get Tamiyo on the table, start creating some clues, taking it easy. And then when they cast their Bowmasters, then we'll cast our Bowmasters. All the Bowmaster represents is 1-for-1 removal of Bowmasters. That's all. We just boarded some additional removal spells into our deck. That's all we did. Okay, this probably represents Prismatic Ending, which is fine. We're going to get a 1-for-1 here. That's great. I'm going to go ahead and just Tommy here and pass. And we do have Bowmasters, but like... I don't think we're likely going to use it. I'm not even going to fetch just in case they waste. I don't want to get wasted off black. And I think this is all the basics in their deck, so we should be able to start wasting soon. I'm not going to take the bait there. I'm going to be disciplined. We are down on cards. We need to make the most of it because we had to force one of their cards and we were on the play. Okay, they're fetching. Stoneforge. Just have to let it happen. This is Caldera. It is scary. If we draw a black source, we could, in theory, like double. Yeah, we double Bowmaster and we remove it. That could work. But we would need to draw that card. We are a ways away from Murder's Cut. We do have double Brazen Borrower and Shieldred's Edict in our deck, so we do have answers to Caldera. I'm just going to chill. Okay. I'm going to waste this swamp. I guess I could come in for a hug first. Let's go ahead and come in for a hug. I am going to go ahead and crack this. Green is not good. Like, I don't want to crack this yet, and I'm almost certain I want to waste. So I'm going to just double green clue. I think we waste, and then we push this. That delays the arrival of the Caldera. They'll have to brainstorm it back into their deck at some point. If they want to keep this around, they have to force. I would love for them to force this because I'm not that scared of Caldera. Now Caldera is a bad card that they have to brainstorm back in. They only have 3 brainstorms or 4 brainstorms in the deck. So using a brainstorm to put a Caldera back in is not nothing. That was a 2-for-1 though. Okay. They don't seem to have removal for Tommy, so we can keep swinging with Tommy here. Borrower is a good answer to a flipped Tommy. I'm going to come in. I think I am going to crack because I want to make a land drop. If I find a land drop, that's fine. They didn't play a land last turn, so that wasteland was probably consequential. I'll just do this. Ponder. I think we could flip Tommy here. Yeah, let's go for it. This is a chance to get underneath, and I can still make a land drop. This is exceptional. So what I'm going to do is I'll just take the island now so I can make a land drop for the turn. I'm not going to defend her. That's not what I want to use my force on. I mean, I guess maybe it could be good to use it because we are ahead. If they somehow Kaito here, though, they could kill her. Not immediately, but soon. Okay, I think they're screwed on lands. I'm not going to try to Bowmaster like their next clue activation. I really do want to like stay up on cards. Yeah, I think I'm more inclined to force stuff given that... okay, they found this. This is good for them. So now we have to worry about Kaito. All right, so I think here, but then I don't have... Oh, I was just minus. I get the fatal... okay, so if I'm minus, then Bowmasters is an issue. But I am going to get a card for the Murder's Cut, and these other cards in my graveyard aren't doing anything. I think that's fine. The other alternative, I could just start by brainstorming, see what I find. Yeah, because if I find Witherbloom Command, I could get back my Wasteland and take them off black. Yeah, let's try to do that. I can always bring back Murder's Cut later if I need to. Okay, there's the Fatal Push and the Brainstorm we knew about, plus a land. That works out great. I don't ever want to put back a Bowmaster. I think I wouldn't mind pushing her. They may have Brainstorm, and then I could just Bowmaster their Brainstorm, and that's probably powerful enough. Yeah, so I'll put back one of these. Oh, I can't put one back. I'll put back the Borrower because I'll just pitch. If they flip her and we Brainstorm, we can just kill this on this. All right. I figured it out. So I'm going to put back Borrower, and I'm going to put back one of these. Oh, it's so bad to put back a Bowmaster in this matchup. It'll all be worth it if we Bowmaster their Bowmaster. But we do have to shuffle. We don't necessarily have to. I'll try to keep this on top. I'm going to play this out just in case I need it. And now I'm going to do this. Okay, they don't have the Brainstorm, so I'm just going to plus. I have Force to Protect. If I absolutely need a Bowmaster something, I can. But I think I just want to keep going north. They no longer have the ability to Kaito next turn. And we're pitching a Brainstorm, which is not super consequential, most likely. And we're keeping the... Okay, now they could hardcast a Kaito, which I'd be totally fine with. Okay, they're not doing anything. This is amazing for us. They may have Bowmaster in hand. Okay, they are doing something. Shieldred's Edict. I would like to force that. Draw trigger. Okay, so this is going to come in. I want to draw this Bowmaster, but then I can just in-step poke it. Because I do want to draw this Bowmaster on top of my deck. It's worth it to let the ping happen so I can do it. Okay, cool. Now that's forced. This Bowmaster trigger also goes on there. That's fine. It's ended. It's stopped. Okay. And the top card is a Brazen Borrower, which does cleanly deal with this. So we could just wait. We Bowmaster this. And then we still have the mana up to... I think a borrower is good because it deals with this cleanly. It's a threat. Yeah, I'm going to just keep the borrower on top. Okay, so now I'm just going to plus here. I could main phase the Bowmaster. I think it's fine. And I think I want to go ahead and just borrow this out of play so they don't have Kaito. And I'm doing this during my turn. And then I have the ability to surveil Murderous Cut to the top of my deck. They may be able to take out Tamiyo this turn. We'll see. Got 9 minutes on the clock. This has been very computationally intensive. We could absolutely lose. They still have 5 cards in hand, but we are close to Tamiyo Ultimate. They do have another Bowmasters. That's fine. I have a Bowmasters for their Bowmasters. They get another thing, but I can block this one. Stock up is fine. This is pretty good for them. I think in the end step, we go ahead and get cut. But I need another black source, frankly. Like, I don't think we can get... Yeah, so I'm just going to chill, draw wild. I can waste them off one of their white sources, I guess. Plus here. Kind of do want to waste... kill this. I can wait just in case they do something desperate. Yeah, I'm just going to wait on the Bowmaster. So I have this to come in as well, which can attack a Kaito. I think I'm going to go for this. I'm going to do this, and then I can potentially snipe both of these. They have a force. It's pretty bad. Okay, we got this. Now, I will aim the ping at this if they don't have a Bowmaster right now. And then I have end step borrower. If they don't find a solution for Tommy, that's really good for us. You could argue that maybe I got greedy applying so much when they have Prismatic Ending in their deck. Do you have another Bowmaster? We've worked through 2 of their Bowmasters, but that doesn't mean they couldn't find a third one. They're nearly half into their deck. Good. Do you have the Prismatic Ending? I'm really concerned about clock. They're up 4 minutes on us. This is a really tough match for both of us. There's the Plow. That's fine. Stoneforge is fine. I'm going to need to find an answer to that, but I am going to Tamiyo Ultimate. I think they're playing to the clock now. Cryptic Coat. Okay. I am going to go ahead and get an Underground Sea here, and I'll just flash this in. And we're going to try to tempo them after we draw half our deck. Just need to end this game. Let's go ahead and draw. Okay, we've got lots of goodness here. First thing that we do is probably just cut this out of the way. I'm going to Merc, and then I'm going to Merc again. Do I have 2 Mercs? Yeah, I do. And then I'm just going to be able to close the game that way. I'm going to take them off one of their white sources. Blue, Merc. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blue, draw trigger. Then we'll go ahead and do it again. Blue. I don't think they have Supreme Verdict in their deck. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5. Leave a force in there. It's a lot of triggers. Again, like they're kind of playing at the clock, which sucks, but we get another trigger. We've got 15 cards in our deck. We're not going to get decked. We're just going to attack with everything. We can Fatal Push this too, just to keep Caldera from coming. If they have a Caldera, tapped out, will pass. I mean, they're extremely dead on board. We have 1 force. Okay, they scooped. I appreciate them not making me attack them. Okay, 6 minutes on the clock. I don't know that I'm going to be able to close. I'm going to try my best. So we're on the draw. Daisy stays out. I think we keep the deck the exact configuration it is, and we just try to play fast. Actually, I'm thinking about taking out the Tommies. Do we have time? I think the clock already stopped. It's too late. I was going to put the daisies in. This is a 1-lander, but it's a keep. I'm going to surveil to try to find another land. They haven't wasted me at all. This could be the game. Okay, ponder open. I'll be aggressively F6ing through their turn. Just because time is of the essence. We don't have a force anyway. So we could just aggressively ponder here instead of surveil. Oh, now that's great. I think I'm just going to ponder instead of surveil here. I'm not going to play Tamiyo. This is land number 3. I think it's fine. I'll keep it. I'm going to try to stick Beanstalk, and I'm going to just stick to my strategy of using Bowmaster on theirs. Or using Bowmaster on their Bowmaster. Okay. Let's go ahead and try to stick our... They made Bowmaster in response to our Beanstalk. Just get our colors. Beans. Bowmaster. Pierce. Okay, that's fine. All right, that's a blow. Again, like the fact that I have 5 minutes on the clock is dramatically shaping how I would play. I probably would not just yeet that out there. I'd probably do Tamiyo, but I don't think Tamiyo is a path to victory right now with the clock the way it is. But if I have nothing better to do, I will Tamiyo here. Merc is good. I'm going to fill up our yard. If they Bowmaster this, I'll just Bowmaster right back. And then I'll hope that... Okay, great. I like these cards. I don't like the Tamiyo. I'll take the Wasteland for next turn. I will play the Tamiyo out because I've got nothing better to do. I mean, I could Ponder again. I think I'm going to Tommy and just try to bait their interaction because I don't care about Tamiyo at all. She's too slow. I can't F6 because they could waste this if they think I'm aggressively F6ing. It's fine. I ain't going to yield until... Oh, wait. That's the wrong... I clicked the wrong one. Don't do that. Okay. I'm just going to F6. I'm not going to try to get too fancy to yield. I still have 5 minutes. I don't want to like get my land wasted and just not respond because I'm F6. That would be embarrassing. Hopefully they aim a plow at this or something. Great. Deal. Our goal, draw more Bowmasters than them. I'm going to surveil. I realize this leaves me with only one black source, but I want to get deeper into my deck. That is a keep. Yeah, I think with the clock the way it is a keep. So I'm going to go ahead and just Bowmaster first. We'll take out their Bowmaster. Now I'm going to brainstorm. I'm going to ponder. I'll force if they play a Bowmaster. They may have another spell pierce. Okay, this is great. I want these in this order. Okay, I will waste them off this Underground Sea just to restrict their mana a little bit. I can't F6 through the turn. 4 minutes on the clock. I think we pitch Borrower to force if we need to stop something. And we just try to get a Merc and protect the Queen. I think Merc will do it. They're under Bowmaster. That might get some pings. It might restrict their ability a little bit. They have another land. So the Wasteland was ineffectual. Stock up. I'm not going to stop it. I realize that like it is a card to force, but like I'm just tunnel vision on sticking this Merc and protecting it. They attack. I am 100% going to chump. Okay, they don't attack. Bowmaster is great. We already knew about that. I'm going to go for the... Yeah, I'll keep Murder's Cut up. I don't think I'm actually keeping anything up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blue. And we're just hoping that they somehow don't have removal for this. I'm going to send in with this. Get the clock going a little bit. I'm not going to attack with my Bowmaster for obvious reasons. If we force and they kill a Bowmaster, then we do have Murder's Cut up. I could have done the trick where you don't make your Merc full size so you can make it bigger, surprise them later with Murder's Cut. But again, I'm playing quickly and probably inefficiently. I am going to force this. If they pierce it, it's disaster. But like I want to keep this Merc up. Strix, that's fine. I will just kill that with my Bowmaster ping. Bowmaster Supremacy. Very important here. We have a Wasteland for our black source. We'll float black here. We don't necessarily have Bowmaster Supremacy anymore. They're passing. Okay. So we can't we can't cast anything in our hand. We are going to be attacking. Fatal Push. Unfortunate draw. We're just going to have to hope that we can tempo them out. I will attack with the Orc Army even though I know that it turns on Kaito. I just have to accept that if they have Kaito, we're screwed. Oh, that's perfect. They're trying to stay alive. I love it. All we need is a black source and I'll feel like we have this game. But until then, it's anybody's game. They find a plow. They find the stock up. Any number of things they can get rid of this. Prismatic Ending to get rid of this to free up their cantrips would be bad for us. The Kaito? Wrath? Okay, that's fine. They have plow? No. Okay, good. All right, please give me a black source. Please, black source or a cantrip. Okay, Wasteland. I am going to waste one of their lands here. Do you have the plow? Okay, they don't. So we're back to normal. They have to find removal here or another Baleful Strix. We got very lucky with that one Baleful Strix. Land for turn. Kaito doesn't... Oh, Kaito could come down and stun. Shielded. Okay, so we're still playing the game. I need freaking black card, a black source. Okay, this good. Let's see if it works. All right, we're in. Land. Please, black land. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just waste one of their white sources. Just keep them off as much mana as I can. I'm a big fan of just keeping your opponents, like your control opponents, managed. Because if we draw another wasteland, we can get them down to 3, and then they can't even hardcast Kaito. If they hardcast Kaito, it's bad for us here. That's a good card to have in your hand. I'll just have 6 through the turn. There's nothing we can do. Another Merc would be great. Another Beanstalk would be great. Like, so many things that do it. If they have Batterskull, they can stall us out for the rest of the game. They have the mana. This is one of the reasons you go after the mana, is just to restrict. They have Cryptic Coat. That's fine. Maybe they have a Force in hand. Black Source. Oh, such a beating. We are getting beaten by that one wasteland on our Underground Sea. And I just want to remind you, I had a single fetch, and that fetch was used to get the Underground Sea. It's not like I've misplayed here. It's just bad variance. Okay, they're not attacking. That's good. They don't have Kaito. Black Source. Oh my goodness, deck, why are you doing this to me? All right, we're going to die. We got 3 minutes on the clock. They're at 3 life. They don't have Batterskull on their deck. Cryptic Coat comes in. We're going to start taking 4 every turn. We might take more. Witherbloom gets them to 1, and then Bowmaster finishes them. They have the Kaito. Okay. It's going to come down. It's going to come down to the wire. They got a free card off that, by the way. It does cost mana to do this stuff, but they can plow their own creature to gain some life too. We have 3 minutes. We're going to lose to Kaito before we lose to the clock. I need to calm down. There we go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to regrow my Black Source here in case they have a wasteland. We're going to Witherbloom. I am going to mill myself, and I'm going to drain them. Now they have to be able to counter like a hard cast Force on Underground Sea, or on Orcish Bowmasters. They have to plow one of their creatures to survive here, the Bowmaster. We could push it in response because we'll have double black up. So we ping them. They've got 5 cards in their hand, but they can't force. They have to play a land out, and they have to have hardcast Force. This is such an intense game. My goodness. We draw another Witherbloom that also does it. We did not. We did have a fetch. I could have just put the Misty in my hand, and then I could have gotten the Witherbloom back. That would have potentially raced them. They're going to hit for 4 here. Yeah, we probably could have raced them if we just put the fetch in our hand instead of the freaking Underground Sea. That was a punt. But then they would have had a window to waste while we were waiting to draw that card. All right, we got movement coming in. If they bounce the Cryptic Coat, we could be dead next turn. They plowed their own Kaito. Okay. Plowed their own Kaito. That was a heads up play. Okay. So this, we can put the Witherbloom back on top. I'm just going to chill. I'll end step Witherbloom. I can play out the cut. I can do a lot of stuff here. If they bounce this back to hand, which they should. Oh no, I'm getting freaking server lag now. The worst possible moment to get server lag. This is such an exciting game, and I do want to play it to completion. Please, MTGO. Let me freaking play this to completion. Please let me play this to completion, MTGO. Oh my goodness. I haven't had this in like several days, and now like that we're like almost out of clock. It is my entire internet. It's my entire internet. This happens sometimes with my freaking internet company. Well, we're not going to be able to win, unfortunately. Sorry, my excellent friends. Yeah, I have to fix my internet. Okay, we're back. 22 seconds. It's not enough to win. Not enough to win, unfortunately. Yeah, good games. Okay, well, that's super duper frustrating. I just tethered on my phone and it finally reconnected. But yeah, I think we could have won that for sure. So, trophy in our hearts. Well, we actually have to play the final round. Yeah, technical difficulties. Again, apologies, my excellent friends. See you in the final round. So just some musing on that. I would have gone ahead and gotten the Surveil back. We would have had 2 bodies on the table. They had their own Bowmasters that would have come in. We had plenty of answers for it. Okay, next round is starting. I do think we win that one. Okay, we're up against Quirios, Tempo player. All right, my excellent friends. That was a disaster, but we are back. I'm going to keep this Island Ponder hand. We have 18 minutes on the clock to their 25. So this is a pretty island heavy hand. I like it. I'm going to go ahead and try to find a second land, and we have a second shot at it. This is perfect. So I'll just hide Yeah, we'll probably want the Edict. We'll probably want the Tamiyo. I'll take this. Next turn, I'm going to try to go up the Beanstalk because I can go over the Beanstalk twice. I think that's higher impact than just playing a Tamiyo out. Fetching. I'm going to try to play like I have no time basically the entire round. Okay, this is fine. So I think they could be on like some sort of blue-black tempo. Often they splash a third color. Sometimes they play Stifle Knot. We can take a look at some of their recent decks. Esper Tempo. Pretty strong. That's probably what they're on most likely. Because usually people don't splash black anymore in their Dreadnought. For a while they were. So I could get wasted. I think I'm just going to go for the Beanstalk. This can get dazed, but it does slow them down a bit. And it means we're probably not going to get wasted next turn. If they force it, it's 2 for 1. It's in. Okay, great. That does mean we may be looking at a Bowmaster soon. Maybe they're like, oh, I'm not going to force that because I got Bowmasters. We do have an answer to Bowmasters. Ponder. Wasteland. Okay, so we're going to get wasted. So I'm going to ponder here and try to find land number 3. Daze is not a terrible rip. I'm going to take this Lorien. Oh, I think I take the Force, and the next turn I can draw the Lorien, and I can use it to go get another green source. It's slow as hell. But like having Force with Beanstalk is nice. Now we have 2 cards up. Okay, Brainstorm's fine. They may be struggling with land too if they're brainstorming without Daze protection. I definitely would like to Daze something this turn. Actually, I don't necessarily need to. Next turn I'm going to make that land drop. I do probably need to get green here. Thoughtseize. Yeah, I think I just let them hit me with this. I don't really care too much about any one card in my hand. They're probably going to take the Beanstalk. Maybe it was correct to force here because I have the Daze. Most important card in my hand is the Lorien revealed on top. Now they know to play around Daze too. Yeah, maybe I should have forced that and then just Daze fought it if they forced. I could have just Dazed it too. Yeah, I mean, I'm increasingly convinced that it was incorrect for me to not interact there. This Lorien cycle. I am going to go ahead and play a Tamiyo here. I'll get the Trop. I could just get the island and ignore these other cards, but I'm not that bold. They know about the Daze, so they know they shouldn't Daze here, and they can play around Daze for the rest of the game. If they give me a chance to Daze this Trop back into my hand, I so will do it, though. I'm just going to hope that they don't have a second waste. With Tommy on the table, creating clues, it does give us some insulation here. They know that like we drew the Lorien, so they have perfect information on our hand, which is scary. I will Daze like a stock up. Land, please. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and come in here. And sadly, there's nothing I can really do to ensure that they don't have a Bowmaster here. We have Daze, but it's just not enough. If they're smart and they fetch before... No, they can just fetch to pay. I'm just going to chill. I'll wait and see if they have interaction. I could have played the Beanstalk there. Here's the Bowmaster. Okay, now, in the instep, oh, this is kind of bad. Maybe I can find a force. I'm going to brainstorm. I know it's kind of bad. Oh, yeah, we don't have the Daze. Or we don't have the interaction spell we need. So she is vulnerable. She's just going to get attacked to death. Which they could have Kaito too. I'm going to put back this Witherbloom, which is not doing us any favors. Yeah, you might be asking, why'd you do that? What the heck were you thinking? Like, I wanted to get the Brainstorm out of my hand. Yeah. They're going to ping, and then they can finish her off next turn. And there's not a damn thing I can do about it. Yeah, I've bungled this. I think forcing that Thoughtseize would have been very important, because now the fact that they knew that they could play around the Daze was really important. If they waste us, the game will probably be over. I can go for a Murktide next turn, but it's almost certainly just going to get countered. But it does draw us a card, which also draws us closer to death. They didn't have Kaito, which is nice. So I think I'm actually just going to play into the Bowmaster. I'm just going to go over this. If they have a second Bowmaster, it's even more devastating. We won't be able to Daze it because, again, they know about everything is cascade. Yeah, I'm going to concede. Sorry if that's a tilted concede, but like there's no way we're coming back. They're one Wasteland away from Stone Aging us. They've got double Bowmaster. I think that was like a really strong opening that could have been great, but it wasn't because I punted. And I think part of that is because I'm just tilted about losing so much time to my network issue. Okay, so the Bowmasters come in. I think we take out the dazes. Even on the play, I just don't feel confident that they're good. Our opponent's blue-black tempo, so they're going to have lots of options. We could take out one of the wastelands, but it is an important part of our mana base. And we can just waste them and kind of keep them low resource, even if they have one of each basic. Witherbloom's great here. I've been taking out a Beanstalk just because it's not really what the match is about, but our opponent is extremely good at grinding. Like, this is what they live for, basically. Quirios, I hung out with them at Eternal Weekend. Super chill person. Goes all the way back to the MTG The Source days. So we just brought in a really powerful card. I think we could probably cut a Wasteland. Yeah. So even though we're on the play, we're just not going to be a tempo deck. We're going to be a bigger deck. The bigger control deck. That's our goal here. They probably have stock up because everybody's playing stock up, even though I don't like the card that much. I don't like the sorcery speed. I don't think it's good in a tempo deck. But if games are going along, I guess it makes sense. All right. So again, we're still down quite a bit of time. This is a great hand. Bowmaster hand. I'm going to snap keep this. I'm not going to play on basics. I'm just going to go get Surveils. If they try to do the thing with the Harbinger of the Seas, good luck to them because I've got 4 Mercs. I've got, 2 Brazen Borrowers. I've got lots of interaction with islands. And, of course, Carpet. If I can get Carpet down, that's very strong against that. Okay. I don't think they're going to go for that. I'll play with the Tarn. Let's pass. This is going to be a Surveil. I'm going to hold the Ponder. I'll Ponder next turn. If they play a Tommy, I definitely want to be able to Daze Protected push it because Tommy's probably the scariest thing they could play here. Do you have a Daze? Or do you have a Stifle? Please Stifle me. Okay. That is going to be pretty good later. I don't think they have that many answers to it. I'm just going to go ahead and Ponder now. Fill up the yard a little bit. These are fine. I actually could take the Brainstorm now and get rid of one of these lands. That may be greedy. I just want to fill up my yard and I want to cast this before they can Bowmaster it. I know it's like weird to be main phasing this, but next turn we will be able to put one of these cards away. So we can do, all these cards are great. I'll put the push underneath this land. Yeah, I'm going to put the land here on the bottom and then the push. Because I may not need a land. I mean, I'm kind of always in the market for a land against blue-black tempo, but they may have trimmed on their tempo stuff on a draw. Okay, so they're like Scaminator basically with the red card instead. All right, so we actually don't have a good answer to that right now in our hand. If they were to reanimate that, we'd be in trouble. They got a bad land, so they're Grixis. We do have a big Merc that can come down. This is a 6/4. Think we might be in the market for Merc. We could go bigger. If we Merc, we necessarily get off of the Underground Sea that's on top of our deck. I think I'm going to wait. I'll just Tommy and pass. They may Entomb here. That would be scary. Or, well, yeah, Entomb would be very scary. I'm not going to ever proactively Bowmaster them because, again, the longer the game goes, the better it gets for me. But the fact that they have Oliphant means that they do have the option of trying to turbo us. If they give me something to push, then it does fuel the Merc. Okay, so I think I'm actually going to go for a Bowmasters here. The reason is they're setting up a creature, and I think they may have Daze. They may have it. But they're triggering. They're going to put like a fatty in the yard, and I want to go ahead and get some pressure on the table from this because we're about to be seriously screwed. So now we are going to get a bunch of pings, but they are going to get their dude, and we're going to have to sacrifice this. I'm going to keep the Orc and the Orc Army token. Actually, I'll probably just sack the Orc Army token even though it's big because they're probably going to have Archon. If they have Atraxa, Atraxa might actually be harder to fight through. We do have 3 answers to it. And again, like after I make my deck building changes that I'm definitely going to make, we would have 4 because we will be playing an additional... like these pushes have been kind of stinky throughout this league. I think they were okay. Yeah, there's the Archon. So we can presume they're going to bring that back next turn. So what they did was they kind of stacked it to where they could Brainstorm, put the card back, and then use that trigger to put it in the graveyard. Very powerful. They said, I didn't see your third land. Yeah, just it's probably not going to matter, frankly, because you're going to reanimate this giant dude. Oh, okay. Well, we get a turn. No, if they have the freaking... We don't get a turn if they have Reanimate specifically. Okay. This sucks because that answers are Bowmasters, but they are putting themselves pretty low. So I don't think they have a Reanimate effect. I think they'd probably go for it if they did. Okay, so we have double Merc. I think I'm going to go ahead and Merc. We're going to take out these Orc armies, these Orcs. They don't do anything for us. Blue. And our opponent can use them against us, notably. We have double Fatal Push. They block, that's fine. I am going to go ahead and just push this now. I know it gives them a chance to reanimate it, but they've got a lot of things they have to address here. If they can just reanimate, then we're probably dead because they get like a lot of life back and we have to sack the Tommy. I think this is likely going to find the reanimation effect. It sucks so bad that they were able to Thoughtseize our second Bowmaster because that was our answer to their Bowmaster. I'm not saying I played this game particularly well. I think I've made some loose plays here, maybe somewhere along the line, but I can't remember exactly what they are. But just seeing that Oliphant and knowing that they have like Reanimator inevitability was like really crushing. We are recouping time. We're only down like 5 minutes now, but it shouldn't matter. Like they can definitely use the clock to bully us if they want to. And this is probably the only YouTube channel where the creator is frequently like opining about the clock. Because I think for most creators, like they're just not playing a deck that takes this many decisions to win. Okay, red source. Do they have Pyroblast? That would be good. I mean, I'm going to be able to Merc again pretty soon, which is not the be-all end-all, but it's not bad. Oh, Molten Collapse for both. Okay. That was a good play. Don't have the Reanimate. No, we're dead. We're so screwed. There are a few top decks we could make. I will sack the Tommy. I mean, Tommy could attack in and do something. This is not going to... Like, if we can remove this, we can bounce this, we can kill them. No, they're going to gain 4 life. So we can't kill them. But we can kill them over the course of 2 turns versus drawing a card and immediately being able... Like, this does put a card in the graveyard for Merc. That is another thing. Yeah, I guess I'll discard this. Yep. And we have like 3 cards we could draw that would be good. That's not one of them. So I think we make a big... See, it's only going to be a 5/5. Yeah, I think we've lost. We have to discard the force. We don't have good attacks. We have an attack back, but it's not going to matter. Like, we don't have quite big enough of a Merc. I'll go ahead and try it. I'm just going to try it because if we do draw like a Brazen Borrower or something, that could flip our fortune. 1, 2. I'm going to go ahead and play around Daze. Sure, why not? Like, I don't think this card is going to matter that much. Actually, it could kind of matter if we drew Murder's Cut, but yeah, so we're actually drawing 2 5 cards. So like 5 in 44. It's like 1 in 9 chance that we find something that does something. I'll keep playing, but we're like super dead. Double Molten Collapse here. Okay. They get another card. We discard another card. This is a really ignominious end to like what started out as an amazing league. They can waste us off green. We still have Brazen Borrow, but it's not going to matter. They're probably got a Daze. All right. I would like to say GG's, but I punted so hard and the network issues. I am going to publish this, but like I'm not proud of those last 2 rounds. Like I think I was doing well. I think I was making good decisions against the Stoneblade, but yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at the deck. So here are the changes I'm making. So I love that I upgraded to the 4th Bowmaster. Those were relevant the entire time. Like you might ask, okay, let's take a look at the sideboard guide. So I got my sideboard guide over here. How often are we bringing in Bowmasters? We're not bringing in, oops. We are bringing it in as Omnitel. We are bringing it in as Show and Tell. We are bringing it in as Blue-Black. We're not bringing it in as Delver. We're not bringing it in as, we are bringing it as Painter. We're not bringing it in as Moon Stompy. We're not bringing it in as Reanimator. Jeskai does come in. Lands doesn't come in. Okay. So you could definitely argue like maybe you should just be playing 4 Bowmasters main deck. And let me explain my rationale for not playing 4 main deck. I really do think we're a control deck that can choose the tempo, Tamiyo kills way faster than Bowmasters does by itself. Like you play Bowmasters against a creature, like a creature-oriented deck that doesn't have a lot of removal, like I don't know, like a Dark Depths deck or something like that. Tamiyo can win so much faster than a Bowmasters can if they're not like shutting off their cantrips. Like you're making 8 cards in a deck inconvenient against blue decks. I don't think Bowmasters is a shoo-in. Now, when I'm playing against a Bowmaster deck, of course, I'm going to bring those in. But I think the primary function of Bowmasters is just because of One Ring and because of Bowmasters. Those are the only 2 cards that I really think it's good against. But in a Bowmaster mirror, we can bring it in. I don't know what to cut where we could still be kind of a control deck with Orcust Bowmasters. We could cut Tamiyo, but I think Tamiyo is a much better control deck card. So that is my reason for continuing to keep these in the sideboard, even though a lot of people play like 2. I saw one list that played 2 Mercs and 2 Bowmasters, and it was like Screenwriter NY. And I think that is fine, but it's just, I need to be able to end the game more consistently. I don't know how they do that with Clock, where they're just having those 4 win cons, and Bowmasters is hardly a win con. It's like the most loose definition of a win con. Like technically Brazen Borrower's a win con, and I have used it to close games, but it's not a great way to close games. So in the spirit of getting more control-y and less tempo-y, I do think we add a Shieldred's Edict. And then the other change I want to make is I think I'm going to take out a Force Negation. I know it's risky. I think I'm going to take it out because I do want to bring in Pernicious Deed. I think Deed is worth playing as a one-of. Then we still have our 3 Grafdigger's Cage. I think we still want our 3 Hydroblasts. You could go into 2 Hydroblasts, but I still think it's pretty damn good against Painter and Moon Stompy. I mean, it's a way to get out from under the moon, right? So this is what I'm planning to play in the next league. And I had a really fun time. I don't know that my play was the tightest it could have been. The deck feels great. And I think it's going to feel greater when we have the second Shieldred's Edict. Hopefully we won't just get situations where our mana are all clogged. I don't miss the Bayou. Like pretty much always they're wasting us off a color, which sucks, but we're able to reliably daze. We're able to reliably cast a Murktide. We're able to reliably cast our cantrips. If you look at the deck, we have, 15 blue sources, like just straight across the board. Even this is a blue source. Inner's play tapped, and so does this, but it's still a blue source, right? And then we got our Wastelands. And I really like maxing out on initial blue sources so you can Tommy turn 1 if you don't have anything else going on, so you can Brainstorm and Ponder if you need to find cantrips, so you can have Days Up. There's just so many reasons that you want to have blue. So I like the deck as it is with those changes. I'm excited to potentially blow up some Karnforge players' boards and stuff. I'll have an updated sideboard guide in the next video. Until next time, be excellent to each other and party on.